Okay, I am live, but there's a pop-up on my screen, so I'm sorry. Okay, I don't know. Right when I hit live, something popped up on my screen, but hello everyone. Welcome back to today's Daily Manna. Today is the last one, y'all, and it's kind of bittersweet for me because it was challenging getting in front of you guys like every day. But then at the same time, it was exciting and I kind of see what God is doing. Like, I don't know everything, but I kind of see where God is going with this. But yesterday was supposed to be the last day, and I was just super busy that I completely forgot. It was late at night before I remember. I'm like, oh God, please forgive me. And so I'm here today doing it. Merry Christmas. I hope you had an amazing day with your family, and I hope that you're able to just, enjoy the rest of the week with family as well. Again, if you're new here, my name is Winnell Wilmont. I am your restoration coach. Hey, Tracy, good afternoon. And I've been doing this daily manna for about 2 weeks now. I've been coming in front of you, dropping quick encouragement from the word. And today is, just like those others days. Today, daily manna is remember. Remember. And it's no coincidence that, this is the month that people are stretching, to like reset for 2024, reset for 2024. And so I'm here to encourage you to remember before you do your reset, remember. And I'm actually going to do a longer video on this particular topic, and you're going to find out in a minute why. And so I have two scriptures to share with you today, and then we're going to talk about like why do you need to remember, right? So the first one is Deuteronomy 8:2. And it says, and you shall remember that the Lord your God led you all the way these 40 years in the wilderness to humble you and test you to know what was in your heart, whether you would keep his commandment or not. And then the next one is Deuteronomy 32:7. And it says, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask your father, and he will show you, your elders, and they will tell you. Okay. And so, yes, Tracy, you finally caught one live. It's so important for us to remember. And when God brought this to my attention, because I was thinking about like my 2024 and I was reflecting and all of this. And then this word remember, came to mind. And I started to realize as human, we forget so easily. There are a lot of things that we have now that we pray for. We're living in our answers prayer, right? But because things may not be exactly how we envision it, how we may want it to be, we then would probably start to complain and we'll probably would start to be upset, forgetting to know that we're living in our answer prayer. So if you read the Bible through it all over and over again, I actually wanted to do the research to look it up to see how many times God said remember. But over and over again, he repeated it over and over again. Remember, because we're human and we tend to forget. And one of the things that he instructed was for the older people to pass things down. I'm doing well. How are you? Sina, did I pronounce your name right? And he told us to pass it, for them to pass it down so that the new generation would not forget. And so this is why I'm here to encourage you today to remember as you think about 2024 and you gear up to embrace this new year, remember what God has brought you from this year. Like reflect back on January, February, March, right? Remember the goodness of God. But in doing so, I also want you to remember your strives, right? Remember the progress that you have made, because I know most of us, we have our list of things that we wanted to accomplish in 2023. 2022 maybe may not work out for us, and 2023 was going to be our year, right? And then whatever happened, now when we look at the list, we feel defeated. But I want for you to have a different approach to that list, right? Look at that list and don't focus so much on the things that you didn't achieve, but what are the things that you achieved this year? You are not the same person that you was January 1st, 2023, right? You went through some things, you overcame some things. So reflect on that and remember and be happy and grateful and celebrate yourself. That's another thing. We don't celebrate ourselves enough. We set these goals to meet. And if we meet them, we're going on to the next one. You know, if we don't meet them, we're down on ourselves, right? And so I want to encourage you today to go ahead and remember, look back on this year, on the year prior, and remember the goodness of God. Remember what he have brought you through, where he took you from back then to now, and then also yourself, right? The things that you have been able to accomplish, whether big or small, and celebrate yourself before you even set new goals for 2024. And in doing so, is going to help you because you are actually assessing the things that you've done, right? You're reflecting, you're looking back, and you're seeing how you were able to overcome certain situations. That's going to help you better prepare for 2024. And see, I too was looking back on my life and I was beating myself up because this year I didn't do as much as I wanted to. I didn't achieve all the things that I wanted to achieve. And because I just didn't have the capacity to. I had a newborn baby starting into the year. My baby was not even a month old yet when we enter into this year, right? And then so adjusting to that type of dynamic with a newborn baby added to my family on top of everything else I was doing. I looked at 2022. It wasn't, I didn't achieve that much. But I started to look back, I was like, in 2021, I was like, oh my God, I did so much in 2021 that I never even celebrated myself for. I just kept going and I completely forgot all of the great things that I accomplished, right? And so when I started to look back and started to remember, it started to shift my perspective and also shift how hard I was being on myself. And that's one of the things, right? We are so hard on ourselves. Sometimes we are our own worst critic. And because things does not look like how you envision it to look, you dismiss all of the other things that you have done. You dismiss how somebody was very mean to you and rude to you, and instead of you being rude back to them, instead of you maybe getting into a fight with them, you were able to constrain yourself and just remove yourself out of that situation. That was something you weren't able to do before, right? But you're able to do it now. Celebrate that, right? Celebrate that it took something for you to get to that place where you didn't react the way how you normally reacted, right? And so that's today's encouragement for you, is to remember. And last week, I share about my friend Amy Vera Lynch, and I'm going to drop her information in the comment of this video. Please follow her if you haven't. I mentioned I'm going to do a more extensive video on this and how to reflect and reset and gear up for 2024. And she has this amazing journal called Legacy. It's a legacy journal, and exactly what God has told us to do, to remember as well as pass down things. This is what her journal is going to help you do. She asks some amazing questions that actually going to have you going deeper beyond the surface level when you reflect back on your life and you start to get more understanding about, oh, you did this thing, why did you do it? How did it go? It really guides you in doing that, but it also makes it so beautiful that you are documenting that, those things that you probably just dismiss, right? You are documenting it. You will actually be able to pass it on. You'll be able to share it with your children. You'll be able to share it with your friends, your loved ones. You yourself will be able to go back to it and actually be able to reflect and remember the goodness of God in your life and remember how he brought you from day one to where you are. And so I cannot wait to do that more in-depth video where I'm going to do a full review on her journal, because I'm going to be using that to help me reflect on this year, assess the things that went well, the things that didn't go well. What areas do I need to improve on? What growth area do I need to focus on for 2024? As well as just my mindset. That's another thing as well. our mindset. We focus so much on the external that we forget about the internal. And the internal is what drives the external, right? And so just being able to see your mindset, the growth that you have achieved from January up to now, so amazing. So that is my daily manna to you today, my encouragement to you today, to remember the goodness of God in your life. Remember what he have brought you through. Despite what your current situation may look like now, remember the things that you have been able to overcome, right? Because of the grace of God, the things that you've been able to achieve because of the grace of God. And don't get so carried away on focusing on all of the things that you didn't get to check off your list, right? What are the things that you check off? Sit with those things, right? Appreciate those things and celebrate yourself. If you haven't celebrated yourself this year, you've made it this far into the year. Celebrate yourself, okay? I love you. Happy holidays. Today is our last daily manna. If you have not shared any of this with anyone, please do so. Go ahead and share it with as many people as you would love to encourage. Have a blessed rest of your day.